Hi and welcome to The Art of Tarot. My name is Stephanie and this is a reading for Capricorn for 2020. I did this in German earlier, that's why the cards are already out. And this is the birthday reading for Capricorn that I usually record in the birthday season, but 2019 I just didn't manage, and I'm slowly coming back to do all these readings. And I wanted to, since we have now the situation with the quarantine, I have much more time to catch up on readings, and I felt like I'm just gonna do the birthday readings that I couldn't do in the last couple of months. So happy, very belated birthday, Capricorn. These readings can be valid throughout, whenever you find them. So it's not really like a timed reading. I'm doing this in March, end of March, middle of March, end of March. So take what resonates, if it's really not for you, then it's not for you, but maybe it helps some of the people that are tuning in right now. I give private readings if you're interested, also in German and in English. You find all the information in the description box. Please like and subscribe if you like this channel. I have maybe a little bit of a different approach to the tarot. I go into the cards from more of a psychological angle maybe, and more a theoretical angle. So yeah, it's a lot of information if you're into that kind of stuff. Of course, I also see tendencies and I look at love things, but yeah, it's maybe not the usual tarot reading that you'd expect. So yeah, I hope something is there for you. Just gonna take a sip of my tea and I'm gonna get started. It's not an easy reading, to be honest. It seems like a big shift that also comes with, at the same time, a lot of frustration and anger, but really opens a new self for you, and a very passionate, a very will-oriented, a very goal-oriented, a very active self that you're stepping into with this strength card, which in the Crowley deck is the lust card, and this Queen of Swords. So we have double Leo. We also have a Prince of Swords here. So we have Wands. And we have the Emperor here. We have the Two of Wands, the Three of Wands. So we have a lot of fire energy for you. A lot of fire energy. And I think that this fire energy, and what I can see here, is really a transformation of pain and anger, because you're coming out of a Nine of Wands, where I think in the last year or so, because I feel this has a really long feel to me, this card, and the Nine of Wands is also coming a long way, really working through experiencing trauma also, and gaining strength through experiences and through traumatic experiences, maybe gaining a better understanding of self, gaining a better connection to your subconscious mind, to your unconscious mind, slowly unfolding and making those connections and better understanding. So this is what I think the last couple of months, I would say, was all about, and really gaining that strength from those experiences that were hard, that were a lot of work, that were exhausting, and now you're stepping into this Two of Wands, Three of Wands moment is where you're now. And it seems like you really found out what you actually want to go after. You found a new sense of self, a new sense of ego, healthy ego, to really step up and be like, okay, this is what I want and this is what I'm going to go after. And it also seems like, or this is what I don't want. Also, this is what I don't want. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. And it has a lot of that feel to it, I think, especially when it comes to relationships and love, where you really like, this is what I want. This is how I want it. And period. It's really like, period. I'm not going to compromise. I'm not going to, even if it's really hard, even if it breaks my fucking heart. I'm sorry that I swear, but that's how it feels. Even if it's not what I'm wishing for, even if it makes me super uncomfortable and uneasy about a situation, even if I really have to make a decision that is mind over heart, even if I have to decide to go with my mind right now and with my logic and not with my heart space, I'm not gonna compromise anymore for something that I know is not real, or that I know is not it might be real, you know, don't get me wrong. We have an Ace of Cups here and a Two of Cups in reverse and a Queen of Pentacles. I think this is you. You're not gonna give into some sort of connection or love that is not valuing what you have to give, that is weakening you, that is taking away your strength or your groundedness, that is maybe even taking away from your stability. You know that this is not the kind of, even if it's soulmate connection, and I think we have a lot of soulmates in our life. I just don't think that we need to have a forever relationship with them. You know, it's just we meet them for certain circumstances or lessons or moments in our lives even. And I think you're really cutting that off in a brutal, like it's all happening very subconsciously. It's not that, I think you're not that aware what you're doing even, maybe, but you have control. That's what you know. You know, you're in control of your feelings, and you have a system, and you're gonna go after what you want. This is the Emperor. It's great. You know, I think the Emperor here is you. And the Emperor says, not in my kingdom. No, not in my kingdom. You're gonna give me this sort of love that is just putting me off balance, you know. I'm not gonna accept that, and I'm gonna cut that off, even if I have to be brutal, even if I have to be the bad king for a second, you know. And it seems like you had to be sort of stoic about it. Stoic is the right word. And now you're at this point where you really gain control over the situation. This card is called Power. Also in the Crowley deck, it's the Two of Wands. Two of Wands is about manifesting the will, you know. First you're like, have this first spark, it's like, oh, this is what I want. And then Two of Wands is like, well, now I'm gonna do it. You're in the transition from the Two of Wands to the Three of Wands. We have the Three of Wands here, and if you're watching this now in March, it's Sun coming into Aries, and this card is Sun in Aries. So we have it in reverse here. I think when Sun is going into Aries, you might feel more forward movement when it comes to this. And with the Three of Wands in reverse, it might seem like, well, but now I'm doing all these things. I'm cutting people off. I'm cutting situations off. I'm going away from, I'm really gaining control over a situation. That can be work related as well, you know, it doesn't have to be a love situation. And now I'm really waiting for the like-minded people, or the like-minded environment, or the like-minded energy coming in, and it's sort of not coming in. So I think this really has to do with the way we express ourselves. Here, what we are walking into is, the first card that was out was the Princess of Swords in reverse. And the Princess of Swords is the rebellious young page energy. So she is very forceful when it comes to communication, and she really cuts through old traditions. There's nothing that is sacred and untouchable for her. If she can rationalize and if she can intellectualize the problem, she will point it out. Again, like, she will just not shut up. And the Princess of Swords in reverse, I mean, that could be either having a hard time expressing and standing up for yourself, or expressing in a very harsh and very aggressive and a very defensive way, maybe, that might come off as a little immature. Princesses in general are not grown-up energies, that's young energy. So There's always room for learning, but they love to learn. So that's the chance with the princesses or with the pages. So it's really the next couple of weeks, or what you're walking into right now, is really about learning how to communicate, and learning how to communicate passionately, but at the same time not aggressively, if you know what I mean. Not aggressive in not violently, you know, non-violent communication. Aggressive, okay, passionate, okay, but violent, not okay. So that's kind of the realm we are in right now here. And I think it has a lot to do with this Ace of Pentacles in reverse, because it's still like this anger. This Princess of Swords also carries a lot of anger in general. So especially if she's in reverse. And I think this kind of anger still has to do with a chance that was presented to you in the past not turning out to be what you thought it would be. So yeah, that's a bummer. And I understand, and I see that this can be super upsetting, and I feel like Capricorn right now is just fucking upset about a certain situation. And that's where the whole story actually turns around, because how you see yourself right now, and that's so interesting. You know, this whole thing is just, if I would be, I mean, I'm a Capricorn ascendant, I know, but it's just like, oh man, you know, it's like, damn it. Damn it, motherfucker. And I don't know, I have to see. That's what the Princess of Swords does. She's just like cursing. Maybe you have to curse it out right now, because sometimes cursing does something in our brain that rearranges it, so it's actually pretty healthy, because you can let go of things. So curse, but maybe don't curse people out. I would say. So here we have the Wheel of Fortune. And it's very interesting, because that's how you perceive yourself and you see yourself. And the Wheel of Fortune is a wonderful card. First of all, I just really like this card in the Crowley deck because it's so pretty. Second of all, it really turns things in our favor. That's what it's all about. It's about karmic cycles, what a lot of people say, and it's true. It's about closing off and closing out cycles from the past, letting go cycles. And you know, it's not a coincidence that these two cards have similar colors, because it's really, this card is really about cutting off, maybe even in a brutal manner that you're not necessarily used to, cutting off and letting go parts because it's like a give-in situation, you know. There's no good solution to a problem, so you kind of have to let it go and cut it out and gain control over it. It's hard, and it's like, it's mastery, and it's a lot, this reading is a lot about mastery. So what you're mastering right now is, first of all, I think the main thing that you're mastering right now is using this frustrated and angry energy to your advantage, because this energy has a lot to do with passion and creative expression. So once you're able to tame this beast, see, that's what she's doing with her sexuality, actually, to tame the beast and to know how to use this passion and this fiery animalistic energy to your advantage, you know, and to ride the wave. That's mastery. That is something that is not easy, and I think you're doing it. And she does it with a softness and a gentleness and a persuasiveness. it's very seductive, you know. You kind of have to seduce yourself. Maybe that's yeah, you kind of have to seduce yourself to take that anger, and she's taking that life force, that kundalini. No, that's what she's touching there. And she's just like the snakes, they also stand for the kundalini energy, and she's touching it, and she's transforming it, she's holding it, she's holding that passion, she's holding it. It looks like she's holding it by the balls, you know. So, and she's directing it, and that's mastery. That's what it is. This is the first aspect of this mastering aspect that you're in right now. And then the second one is really that have that self-control and have that strength and have that stoic assuredness to say no is no. You know, no is no, and there is no compromise, and this is my standards, and I'm not gonna step away from that. I'm not gonna give in, even if that's hard, even if that hurts my feelings, even if that hurts your feelings, even if that might seem harsh. It's really not, because what did you get? You know, what did you get here? Somebody who's not opening up, maybe, or an environment that was not appreciative of what you did and was questioning your stability, and made you question your stability. No, you know, it's not unfair what you're doing. It's actually, I had this card is, unfortunately I shuffled it in again, but on the bottom of the deck I had the Justice card, which is about justice, about fairness, about what is fair and just to you. So yes, you know in which direction you want to go. You know you want to spin up. You know you want to leave this behind, and it seems like you're leaving something big behind. You know, maybe something that you did for years and years and years, and now you're finally ready to, yeah, to go after what you actually want, and that's the Queen of Wands here. She is, that's the outcome, because there is still, I mean, there is still disappointment. We have a Five of Cups here, and I clarified it with the Queen of Wands. So what can you do with this disappointment? Go for it. Just go for everything you always wanted. Just do it. It's really a just do it card. The Queen of Wands is a queen that is the businesswoman. She is the go-getter. She is very attractive. She is very passionate. She gets what she wants. She can be very aggressive and proactive and determined. Crowley says something really nice. She can, I like that. If she gets too intense, she will bite, and if she misses the bite, she will break her jaw. If you know what I mean. She's so charged with so much force and energy and life force that sometimes it's too much, you know. But right now, this is what you're learning to do. How do I wait for the right moment? How do I tame that beast within me? How do I transform that anger into something productive? And how do I not get blocked from it? You know, how do I not get blocked? This is the Prince of Wands energy, where you feel like, okay, maybe I cannot fully express. Why can I not fully express? Or it's not balanced yet. And that's what I'm talking about. You know, that's just something that takes time and practice, and you're in the middle of it and you're doing it. And I mean, the outcome is the queen. It's not the page, it's not the princess, you know, it's the queen. So you are doing it, you're already doing it. You have the Strength card here. Those two people, they are doing the same thing. This is the Queen of Wands sitting on this beast, on this Leo. So highly passionate energy, and you can really use that for, it's all about you right now. It's all about you looking good, you feeling good, you going after what you want, you not letting anybody stop you. You're not letting anybody stop you. it's really great, and you understand you have to do it right now. It's not going to come from the outside. We have the Aeon card here from the external influences and 10 of Swords. So if circumstances are not ideal right now for all of us, obviously, but it also helps you to think different, you know, to stop a certain way of thinking, even though in the first moment it might have been a disappointment or painful even to let go of a certain thought. But you understand that now it's you that needs to move forward. You know, it's not, at the same time, you know that this is still the universe carrying you. It's really the universe carrying you. Honestly, you're moving on from, if you're dealing with manipulative people, if you're dealing with players, if you're dealing with people who are just here and then they're gone again and they're just like not reliable, you're moving away from that. You're looking for new concepts, maybe of relationship or environment. That can be another person, this Prince of Wands. If the Prince of Wands is about your energy, it's really like learning how to figure out new ways to express also. Because I think it's a lot about also verbal communication here and how you can tame your excitement and your anger and your passion. That's all kind of like interrelated, and you can make it something more focused and something more that it doesn't become like some outburst blah, you know, or outburst information that is just too strong or too much and might be misunderstood or too something, you know. I don't think it's a good thing to say somebody's too something, but it's just maybe you're not too something for certain people, you know. It's just not everybody is the same, so we just need to understand in which environment we can communicate in which way, especially if we have a certain goal we want to achieve, you know, and how do we get there. How do we get there? How do you get to what you want to achieve, you know, and how do you get to express all that passion? Don't be afraid. This is the Earthworm card. The Earthworm card is a lot about the first thing that came to my mind, which is not about the book, what it says in the book, but what I thought about is when I think about an earthworm is that you can cut off a part of it and it just still survives, you know. It's gonna grow back, so, and it's gonna grow back healthy and fresh and new. So that's what I thought about with cutting off and having control about all these non-fulfilling energies. And then I'm gonna read you what it says in the book, because it's interesting. Maybe I feel like with the expression and how to express, if there is so much within you that you feel but you don't know how to express it. So I'm going to read this for you. Earthworm: shy, hesitant, reluctant to share inner vision. We have all felt the woes of the earthworm at some point along the way. The earthworm indicates a newbie or novice working to establish confidence in a new field. Others around you may seem wise and experienced, but it's important to remember they once felt earthworm energy too. This card is a reminder not to be intimidated or lose hope. Mastery takes time, and you're on the right track. Besides, rumor has it a beginner's mind offers the most valuable insight. And I really like that. I like that ending. Okay, when in balance, the earthworm is earnest, intelligent, valuable. When out of balance, self-conscious, apprehensive. To bring into balance, speak up and risk embarrassment. So I think this is really, really, really essential for this reading. So don't be afraid to do it wrong. Don't be afraid to do it wrong and to come off weird or what have you, or too intense. you kind of have to now figure it out. You know, you have to find the right combination or the right measurement of things. So don't be afraid to just go for it. Don't be afraid to just express. And even if it's too much, you'll figure it out. I think now it's better to do too much and then pull back later than to be too hesitant. And I think it's going to be hard anyway to be too hesitant, because we have the Lust card and the Queen of Wands. So there's so much power. There's so much power in this, you know. It's really a lot of power. So Capricorn, wow, what a reading. I hope this is helping you. I hope it touched some things that are valid for you and that are resonating. And if you are interested in a private reading, as I said, check out the description box. You have all the information there. I do daily updates right now on my Instagram channel. I go live every day and I do daily updates for the next day. So astrological check up and I call it checkup, and a daily tarot card, and I talk about it for like, I would say 10 minutes. So I post, of course, the live story also in my regular stories, and you can watch it later or the next day. And I do it around 9 p.m. European time in the evening for the next day. So if you're interested in that, then check that out. And I think that's it. That's all I can say. Please subscribe and like and comment. And I hope this is something that you can use for your development and for your self-reflection. And I wish you the best. Have a good night. Bye.